Good morning, everyone. I haven't checked in for a few days. Not because of lack of anything to talk about. This mouth runs nonstop, but just been kind of busy, so haven't taken the time. I was going to talk about my dad today a little bit. All three of us kids got some qualities from him. We all have a great sense of humor. We all love to take care of animals, and we also all love kids. We got that from him, a trait definitely from his side of the family. Actually, all three of those are from his side of the family. So I often was told I was a lot like my dad. Something about the temper part of it, I have no idea what they're talking about. So talking about the animal part of the deal, we all learned how to raise baby animals. If my dad was out in the field and accidentally killed the mama, he would scoop up all the babies, bring them home, and we would raise them. We raised baby bunnies, baby jackrabbits, pheasants, wood ducks, you name it. We raised it till it was big enough to be let go. We had baby kittens we raised quite often. We even had baby orphan chickens, baby chicks that we would raise. We had one named Fred that lived in a basket in the house with us. So we were all taught how to care for them, how to raise them, and then let them go. So that was actually a great trait. I see that trait in my youngest daughter. She was staying with my mom one summer, and my mom, she was on a lot of blood thinners. She had diabetes, so she got hurt very easily. Her skin was pretty thin. And she was probably about 14 years old. My mom had a huge gash on herself. It was late at night, and she went down to the barn, brought up some bright purple horse wrap, cleaned up my mom's arm, wrapped it up, and she's been known to save all sorts of baby animals. So I'm glad to see the trait pass on to someone else. As for the sense of humor, oh my gosh, I can't even tell you how much we laughed, or he would laugh at things that would happen. So I had this aunt on my mom's side of the family, and I won't really get into a lot of specifics, but she was a little different. Not sure what was wrong with her. It was probably undiagnosed. And anyway, she lived with my grandma. Had lived with my grandma since I was a small child, so she was always just a part of everything. Well, anyway, one year at Christmas, I decided to pull a prank. So remember when the old Pringles cans had the metal lid in it? Well, I flattened it out just as straight as I could. And it was probably about a week before Christmas. And I put an old ripe banana inside of it and wrapped it up. Put her name on it for Christmas gift. And I was probably about 13 or so. And so she was all excited for a can of Pringles. Now let's speed up the clock, and we're going to go to August. So my grandma had some people that stopped to visit from Pennsylvania, family we had never met before. And so my grandma decides, well, she better have a little lunch. So she tells my aunt to get that can of Pringles out. And my brother and I were standing there, and we're looking at each other going, no freaking way is this still the same can of Pringles. Well, my aunt went, and she pulled the pop top. Well, it popped. And so we're like, oh, it can't be. It's not the same can. And all of a sudden, she starts yelling at my grandma. Mother! She screams. These chips have been in here so long, they're rotten. Well, so I grabbed the can and I looked in it. And lo and behold, in the bottom, it looked like a dog turd. It was a black, dried up chunk. Well, these people who had never met us before must have thought we were the biggest idiots in the world. Because my brother and I are laughing like a couple of hyenas. And I'm not kidding, we laughed so hard. We were rolling on the floor with tears pouring out of our eyes because my grandma is going on about how could those potato chips be rotten. And the whole time I knew it was the old banana that we had wrapped up and couldn't actually believe they had kept it for 8 months and nobody had opened it. So that was always the biggest joke. And I thank my dad for all the funny things. So all the funny things we did, all the laughter, I'm so glad that that trait was passed on to us kids. And right now my dad would probably be laughing hysterically. Calvin has a little play swimming pool out here from the playhouse with dog food in it. So he's trying to feed the dog. And things like this would just crack him up how funny kids could be. So I hope your day is funny. I hope there's something funny that happens. And enjoy the blessings that you have. Thank you.